Maybe you have heard that certain kettlebell exercises are not made for beginners. While there is truth behind it, there are variations that you can try of these difficult exercises to get started. Because make no mistake, these kettlebell exercises give you a lot of bang for your buck. And even if you're just getting started, you can try them out with these simple variants that I'm going to show you in this video. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe here. Before we get started, I have a gift for you, a free 30-day kettlebell challenge. Check the first link in the description. The 7 difficult exercises that I'm gonna make simple for you if you're just getting started with kettlebells are the press, the windmill, the hand-to-hand swing, the clean, the double clean, the get up, and the snatch. First, I'm gonna show you the original version of this particular exercise, and then I'm going to show you the simple variation. Let's get started. Here's the windmill. The first thing that you have to understand about the windmill is the side hinge. So if I have the kettlebell in my right hand, both of my feet point to the left side. Now I'm sticking my hips or my butt out to the right side, and then what happens with my chest? This is where most beginners do it wrong. They face towards the floor, but you want to face towards the front, opening up the chest, and maybe you can use your right elbow to help a little bit to achieve this rotation of your T-spine. Now, while this is difficult to master, here's the easy variant that you can do. A low windmill. So instead of having the kettlebell overhead, we now have it in our other hand. Now let's do it the other side, for example. The setup is the same. Hinge, arm up. Now, T-spine rotation to the front, kettlebell drops to the floor, and I come back up. The second exercise is the press, and while it is a fundamental exercise that you want to learn as fast and as quick as possible, there are 2 variations that you can try as a beginner to get started with pressing kettlebells overhead. Here's what the regular press looks like. I clean it up, and this part alone requires for beginners to understand the clean, which can be a little bit difficult at first. Now watch the double-handed press. I have the kettlebell in front of me. I grab it by the handle. And now I bring the kettlebell up into a thumb grip, inserting both of my thumbs inside the window of the kettlebell, grabbing the kettlebell with my fingers by the bell itself. Now the handle points towards my chest and my sternum. Now I press the weight overhead. And as the kettlebell reaches the top position, I want to fully lock my elbows. I want to make sure that the handle doesn't point towards my head downwards, but backwards. Now, some people have trouble with this exercise because they lack the proper mobility in the shoulder, and then you can do the assisted press. Watch. Cleaning the bell up. Now you grab it with one hand by the handle, and the other hand is below the bell, and now I press it up. Next up is the hand-to-hand swing, another fundamental exercise of kettlebell training. But many beginners have problems or trouble with grabbing the kettlebell with only one hand. And because they only grab it with one hand, they think they have to hold on to it for dear life, which makes the exercise a lot harder than what it's supposed to be. Because of the unilateral training effect, where one side is working and the other one is sleeping, but we still got this cross-education that the other side gets some gains as well. And we also have asymmetrical loading, where I'm grabbing the kettlebell with one hand, but my left hip is working. You want to learn the hand-to-hand swing as fast as possible. Here's what it looks like. Now, in order to master the hand-to-hand swing, we can try a double-handed swing first to get the feeling of the hinge and the timing. Shoulder width stance, kettlebell's half a meter in front of me. I hinge, grab the handle with both hands, tilt the bell towards me. Now I swing twice and I stop it. The reason why I want to swing it twice is because I want to work on my timing. Timing good. And relax. Now you might have seen and might have heard that you have to let your hips pop and really let these knees pop as explosive as possible. I don't think that this is necessary. The only thing that is necessary is to fully lock the knees, fully extend the hip joint, and let the kettlebell travel upwards and not forward. The next fundamental exercise is the clean, and again, I'm repeating myself, you have to learn this exercise as fast as possible because the clean is a foundation where I'm able to swing or catapult the kettlebell and transport it up into the rack position. And the rack position is a solid, fundamental aspect of kettlebell training. Here's what the exercise looks like. Now, many people struggle with the hand insertion, jumping from a finger grip into the hook grip, inserting my full wrist as deep as possible inside the window of the kettlebell. This requires technique and timing. So in order for you to work on that timing, you can use your free hand to assist the kettlebell for a so-called assisted clean. Watch. Now I have time to insert my hand, work on it, rack it. Once again. Now we move into particularly advanced territory with the double clean. Watch the regular version, which is highly advanced, the double clean with the Russian pendulum. The Russian pendulum is a movement where the knee and the hips work like two cogs along each other. I am bending the knees, catching the weight, extending the knees, bending the hips. As I come forward, I bend the knees, extend the hips, kettlebells come back up. Aside from what's happening down below with my lower body, I also have to work on my hand insertion and be sure that I rack one kettlebell or overlap one kettlebell over the other. So the whole body has to engage into a lot of thinking and a lot of work. And that's the reason why beginners struggle with it. But here's the solution. I can do the clean with the deadlift style. Make sure you stand a little bit wider than before. Now watch. Along comes the Turkish Get Up, one of the most popular and most powerful kettlebell exercises that you can do. And I understand that beginners want to get their hands on it. So here's how you can do it if you're just starting out. But first, let's check out the real get up with the weight. You've probably heard that it makes sense for a beginner to do a Turkish Get Up with the sneaker resting above the fist. I don't think it's necessary, because if you insert your full wrist inside the window of the kettlebell, your bones do the stability all by themselves. And of course, if you're not strong enough, you have to use lighter weights. But stability is most often granted if you rack the kettlebell or insert your hand inside the window like this. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because these are our upcoming brand new flat kick sneakers. Perfect for kettlebell training. Keep your eyes peeled when we release them for sale. So with this out of the way, I can just learn the choreography. Arm overhead, curtsy lunge, open up the hips, reach down for the floor, focusing up, looking at the weight, bring my rear leg to the front, touchdown, elbow. Distribute the weight to go down on your back, arm relaxes, bring the arm back up. Now, swivel around the weight, up on the elbow, up on the hands, bring your knee in, turn around, get ready to stand up. I know stability, strength, and being able to control the weight on its way up is important. But understanding the exercise, which is a choreography, one of the most popular flows that exists, is essential. And once you understand it, you can use some weight. Finally, we have the snatch, the king of the kettlebell exercises, and highly advanced. But it doesn't mean that you as a beginner cannot try it. I think, and I want to make this clear once again, yes, you have to be mindful and you have to be careful. But of course, you can dabble around and try your first steps with a weight that's appropriate. So here's how you should do it. Again, here's the full version. So here's how we can learn this exercise. We can try the half snatch first. That way we only focus on the ascending phase. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Rack the weight, rest. Think about the exercise again. Ready? Yes, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Now the half snatch also works in reverse. So let's imagine I want to work on the descending phase. I clean the bell up, press it overhead, and now I'll focus on the drop. Clean, press, drop. So here's the next thing that you have to do. Like the video, consider subscribing, share with a friend who's also interested in kettlebells. And then if you made it this far, consider joining the House of Stock and become a Lebe Stock member. Exclusive follow-along workouts on a weekly basis, skill courses, more workout courses, access to the Facebook group. I get to know you on a personal level. It's just awesome. It's the Netflix of kettlebells. The one kettlebell membership you've always dreamed of. And you can get started, the best part, for only $1. Check the link right here.